Hi, my name is Robert Pastor. Today we're going to be talking about playing the trombone. Most of the time when you think of the trombone, you think of the circus. You may think of a famous musical piece such as 76 trombones. Sometimes people even act out a little marching band skit. I've been playing trombone for about 17 years. I learned to play it in the 6th grade, where at the time my middle school band director, John Normandin, who is now a local Miami trombonist, a professional performer, has taught me this great art. Today we're going to be focusing on 3 points, on 3 key techniques needed to play trombone. The first one is articulations. Second one will be the sounds of the trombone. And the third is the versatility of the instrument. To start with our first point, articulations. Just like speech, when we try to speak to somebody, we have to make sure we pronounce things properly and we enunciate. With a trombone and any instrument, you must do the same thing. Today we're focusing on 2 specific types of articulations, legato tonguing and staccato tonguing. Staccato tonguing is more precise, short, crisp style tonguing. It involves obviously your tongue, and it's going to be hitting the top of your teeth right at the edge of where it meets the roof of your mouth. And I'm going to demonstrate what staccato tonguing is like. Just as you heard, they're nice, short, crisp sounds. Legato tonguing is the complete opposite. They're nice. We use the syllable da, da, like you're saying da da. And that is the roof of your tongue will lightly hit the roof of your tongue will lightly hit the roof of your mouth. And I will demonstrate that as well. The main purpose for both of these articulations depends on the style of music. In jazz, you may use both. It depends, because with a trombone, we have the slide. Got stuck there. We have a slide, and it's not like a trumpet or saxophone where specific. You push a button down and then the sound comes out. On a trombone, you've got to listen. You've got to stop the slide in certain specific spots, and your tongue is basically like that button you push down on other instruments. Now we're going to talk about the sounds the trombone can produce. In front of you, you have 2 different styles of trombone. This is a tenor trombone. This is a smaller bell. It's a brighter sound, more used in jazz pieces. And this here is called the F attachment. It's got a lot more piping. It's got a trigger right here, allowing an extension of the instrument to play lower notes. And that's usually used more in classical music. A couple of the stuff that changes the sound a lot are mutes. We use different style of mutes. You have straight mutes, cut mutes. This one as well can transform to a straight mute by taking this cut piece off. You got pixie mutes, practice mutes, a bucket mute, and this is funky looking thing called the Harmon mute. All these mutes change the sound of the trombone, and based on the style of music you're playing is what mute you would use. In jazz, we use a lot of plunger sounds, which give you that, you're able to produce a wah-wah sound with a plunger. We use a bucket mute. A lot of the old Duke Ellington pieces involved a bucket mute, and it just makes a darker sound, allowing for softer music. Now we're going to move on to talking about our third and final point, and that is the versatility of the instrument. As I mentioned before, you have different specific articulations based on the music and part of the music you may be involved at, and also the versatility of the instrument in the sense that it can be played for both jazz and classical music. In jazz music, you technically have more precise and harsh tonguing depending on the speed of the song and the era of the music. There's a lot that goes involved with the articulations, but as I mentioned before, we're just going to focus on 2. I'll demonstrate a little bit of a jazz, and then I'll switch over to that instrument and demonstrate a little bit of classical. This is some jazz. It's more laid back. It's not nice and doesn't sound pretty. It's supposed to sound bad and just kind of, there's no rules when it comes to jazz. It's just improv. It's what comes to mind. It's however it sounds. On a different note, classical music is nice and pretty. It's slow. It's relaxed. And here's a little piece. As I mentioned before, depending on the articulations is the sound and the style of music you will produce out of each instrument. I don't know if you were able to listen to the difference in sound. This has a darker, what we call a fatter sound, and this has a brighter, thinner sound. It pierces through, it cuts, it's louder. It's just a bigger, badder instrument, I guess you can call it. In conclusion, to end our speech, we went over three most important skills required to play trombone. That is articulations, the sounds of the trombone, and the versatility. It definitely is a great instrument, a great art to play. Everything I've learned to do on this instrument, I'm thankful for it due to John Normandin, great trombonist in the Miami area. If you guys ever have a chance to check out some of the venues down there, check them out. Great music. And thank you for listening in, and I hope that this informed you of some stuff.